Dan RadioStyle, hope everybody out there is having themselves an amazing day. Manifesting is not a cul-de-sac. It's not. And I think so many of us kind of fall into this trap a little bit. And again, this isn't something that's necessarily going to stop you or screw you up. But what it does do is it kind of creates a bad flow for your manifestation, for your thought process, for the way you view the manifesting unfoldment, if you will. So many of us kind of look at this place off into the future, this thing that we're going to experience, right? We look at it off into this place. Shouldn't be in the future. It should be in the now, right? Because we have it already. But again, we look at this place that exists, and so many of us see it as a stopping point, as a destination. And the way life flows, it doesn't. We travel through it. We travel past it. I kind of like to think of it, just good advice across the board. A 6-month plan, maybe like a 1.5-year plan, and then like a 5-year plan. It's a good idea to kind of look at manifestations kind of from that vantage point. So for example, maybe I'm trying to manifest a relationship, maybe even with a specific person. Maybe there's someone in mind that I'd like to have a relationship with. And so I'm imagining being in a relationship with them. Now, that can actually come in a lot of ways. Maybe I'm imagining from the point where maybe we're just on a first date. Maybe that's as far as I'm looking at it. Maybe it doesn't feel natural to go much further. Maybe I'm looking at it from just getting a text message from them, which is very close and near, but okay. Maybe that's where you're looking at it from. Maybe you're looking at it from we're getting married. So a lot of us look at these things from different ways, and we have that image that we hold in our mind, and that's great, and it's awesome. And if maybe it's the marriage, fantastic. But the problem kind of is what happens after you're married? What happens living in the end post-marriage? Are you thinking maybe kids too? Are you going to start thinking of your children? I actually had someone just email me recently or text or comment. I was probably one of the comments, but they were talking about their kids' names already. Like, that's a great way to continue to extrapolate out, to see your manifestation out further than just this scene that we've got built in our minds. If it's a text message and you get it, now what? Or if I'm just trying to manifest a first date, great, then what? What happens when you get that first date? What happens when you manifest that? Is there more, or is that it? And so we need to look past this moment in time where we get our desire. Great, now what? And to a large extent, that is a huge part of feeling like you have it already. This is kind of something that a lot of people don't necessarily connect the dot. It's one thing to see this, envision it, and feel it for the moment, but to see it past it, to realize that, yeah, I've got it, and this scene's going to happen, then what? That's truly understanding that I have it already. I'm living in the end. And not just that, I'm looking at this snapshot, but stepping through it. It's no longer a Polaroid or a picture, right? Now it's actually a video, right? Now it's multiple pictures, multiple scenes. Same situation occurs with career, with income. We're trying to manifest more money, trying to manifest a different job. Great. Once you get to the job, there's more that continues past that. You're thinking about enjoying the job, where you're kind of bringing something to the table, where you get to be challenged maybe, where you're experiencing growth, where there's a ceiling that gets raised higher, because sometimes you get stuck in a company where they're like, yeah, sorry, you're making the max amount of money you can make. All right, well, hey, guess what? I'm not going to stay in this position. I'm not going to have some ceiling hold me down. So sometimes we need to move past that arena. So again, always seeing the expansion. Again, 6 month, year and a half, 5 year, whatever kind of works for you. I like the 6 month, the year and a half, and the 5 years. It's just a good way to kind of refresh your manifestation. As I'm expanding my life, that's constantly what I do. Is I'm like, where am I going to be in 5 years? And it constantly changes. Every 6 months, every year and a half, that 5-year mark moves. And so it's good to be able to live a little further in the end, or at least have that vision in mind, kind of like when you're walking on a long journey. You may not be able to see the thing that you're walking up to, but you know it's between that valley, those two peaks, and you know that's the direction you got to go. So yeah, I can't see it yet. I'm not close enough to it yet, but I know that I'm heading out in that direction, and that's what I'm expecting to see. It's the journey. Remembering it's the journey. Remembering that's why we're all on this. We're here to manifest something. We're here to change our lives. We're here to alter the course of our histories. And we need to do that by seeing past the point of what we're manifesting. For sure, you want to manifest that scene, and that helps create that space and time that we're all walking towards. But these stepping stones don't just walk up to something and then stop. These stepping stones travel through this circle, through this moment in time. They travel past and beyond that. So remember and think, when I'm creating these scenes in my mind, when I'm giving them life, when I'm dancing within my mind with the person of my dreams, or in my new job, or spinning in my chair in my new company, my new office, keep these thoughts in mind that you're going to expand past and expand through. And as we do that, we continue the expansion of our consciousness. It's not just to expand enough to get to the end or to the scene, but it's to expand enough to get to the scene and beyond. That is when we're truly living in the end. It's Dan RadioStyle.